It was an essential item for the wagon trains heading west. Traders from Holland had brought large quantities for barter with the Indians and frontier people. Mountain Man John Colter had one. To this day, the Dutch oven is considered the key to great outdoor cooking. And when you spend most of your working hours patrolling the backcountry like Fish and Game Officer Butch Welch, a Dutch oven means the difference between eating out of a can and a real meal.
What we're about to cook here is some barbecued elk ribs. I've got a little bit of salad oil in there, and I'm sauteing some garlic before I let my meat brown. Gonna lay some of these elk ribs in here, let them brown up. Now, of course, elk ribs are about the toughest cut there is on an elk. They need to be cooked long and slow. Yeah, you can pack just about everything you want in a Dutch oven. On this one, we're gonna fill it up with liquid and let it simmer. I use beer for my rib recipe. So the beer adds a little bit of flavor, and sometimes it's all I've had in camp to cook with. We'll just put the lid on and let her simmer. And to speed the cooking, we'll add a few briquettes here on the top. If I'm not out in the woods, of course, I'll use a fire and just wood coals. Here I use charcoal. Okay, our next dish today is going to be Dutch oven baked potatoes, and we're going to use the big 16-inch Dutch oven here. And what we're going to do is I've got a bowl of river rocks we washed out. We're going to throw those on the bottom of the Dutch. We're going to add just enough water to cover the rocks, not like that. The purpose of the rocks now are just to keep the potatoes off the bottom of the Dutch and burn. Once we get on the charcoal, it's going to take just about an hour or maybe a little bit more, and we'll have river baked potatoes. In order to be more efficient, we're going to deck our Dutch ovens. Okay, now we have our potatoes on the bottom, elk ribs on the top. Okay, what we're going to do next is we've got a recipe here that we're going to stuff some Cornish game hens, cook them in the Dutch oven, and we're just going to go ahead and get them ready. I've got a small onion and I stuck a clove in that for flavoring, and then we're going to just have some rice. We're going to stuff in the body cavity. We'll just lay that right there in the Dutch. If you didn't have a Dutch oven, you'd be hard pressed to, you know, cook this in tin foil. Okay, now for cooking liquid on this, we're going to use a dry white wine. About half a bottle is about right for a 14-inch Dutch oven. Well, the ribs have been going for about an hour now. Let's take a look at them and see how they look. Excellent. See how the meat's starting to pull away from the bones? That shows that they're getting cooked, and when these ribs are fully cooked, those bones will just slip right out. So now what we've got the 16-inch Dutch oven on the bottom with our baked potatoes. We'll put our birds there. We're just going to take the 12 now. We'll add it to our stack here. So starting from the bottom, baked potatoes, Cornish game hens, and our elk ribs on top. Okay, what we're making now is we're just going to make a very quick and simple vegetable dish, kind of with an Italian flavor. We're going to take zucchini, yellow squash, cauliflower, broccoli, red peppers, green peppers, purple onion. We're just going to slice them, throw them in the Dutch oven, mix them up with a little Italian seasoning. And for a cooking liquid, we're going to go back to the bottle of white wine that we used in our Cornish game hens. We're going to finish that bottle in there. Okay, there's our birds simmering along nicely. And these are the vegetables, and we'll take a quick peek at them. Hot bread to me makes a meal. Of course, it doesn't do a lot for your waistline at times. One of the real keys to baking in a Dutch oven is what we call a smell test. If it smells done, it's done. If it smells burned, it's burned. If you can't smell, it's not done. We're gonna start and make a pineapple apricot upside down cake. We've got our syrup and butter in the bottom of the pan there. We've let it simmer for a minute. We're just gonna take pineapple rings and lay in the bottom of the Dutch. And now inside each pineapple ring, we'll put a half of an apricot. To some, Dutch oven cooking seems like a lot of work. And like any other meal that takes a lot of preparation, the end results are usually worth it. So dinner's done. Let's set up and eat. Start here with some elk ribs, one of our baked potatoes. Okay, and here we have one of our Cornish game hens. We'll finish dinner off with a side of our vegetables. Right there, Dutch oven dinner. To finish off dessert, we're going to take our upside down cake. Let's see if it turned out. There is a pineapple apricot upside down cake. You know, people used to think Dutch oven cooking is hard. I hope that what you've seen here shows you that anybody can do it and you can make anything you want in your Dutch oven.